Steam is going absolutely wild again with massive discounts, time-limited offers, and even a few games you can add to your library for zero cost. And this time it's not filler or random shovelware. These are actually some of the best deals we've seen in months. Big franchises, story-driven hits, legendary classics, and a couple of surprises you definitely don't want to miss. Let's start with theHunter, Call of the Wild, 90% off. This is one of the most immersive hunting simulators out there. Vast open-world environments, realistic wildlife behaviors, and detailed hunting mechanics make every hunt feel tense and rewarding. Whether you're tracking deer through dense forests or sneaking up on massive elk, the game always keeps you on your toes. Right now you can grab it for 90% off, which is an insane deal for such a detailed and atmospheric experience. Next up is Layers of Fear, 90% off. If psychological horror is your thing, Layers of Fear delivers in spades. You explore a constantly shifting mansion filled with eerie artwork and disturbing secrets. The story is deep, personal, and full of twists that will keep you guessing until the very end. And at 90% off, this is the perfect time to experience a truly unnerving horror masterpiece. Next, we have Mortal Kombat 11, 90% off. The ultimate fighting experience with insane combos, cinematic fatalities, and tons of character customization. And don't forget, Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 10 are both available at 80% off too. Whether you're a longtime fan or just getting into the franchise, this is the perfect opportunity to jump in and dominate your opponents. Fast-paced, brutal, and endlessly replayable. And next, XCOM 2, 95% off. If you love strategy games that challenge your brain, XCOM 2 is a must-play. Turn-based combat, tough choices, and high-stakes missions make every decision feel critical. And here's the kicker, until February 9th, you can actually try the game at no cost. Experience the thrill of leading your squad to victory or heartbreaks, and then grab it at an insane 95% discount if you love it. Up next is Remember Me, 90% off, a futuristic action-adventure that blends fast-paced combat with memory manipulation mechanics. Set in a visually stunning Neo-Paris, you play as Nilin, a memory hunter who can rewrite the past of anyone she meets. Strong story, unique gameplay, and a world that feels alive. 90% off right now makes this an absolute steal. Next up is The Last Campfire, 90% off. This is one of those small, emotional adventures that stays with you long after the credits roll. You follow a little lost traveler trying to find meaning and hope in a strange world. The puzzles are creative, the music is calming, and the storytelling hits surprisingly hard. At 90% off, this is a beautiful and cozy experience you shouldn't skip. Next we have Bulletstorm, full clip edition, 90% off. If you want pure over-the-top action, Bulletstorm is exactly that. It's chaotic, funny, and all about stylish kills. Kick enemies into spikes, blast them into the air, chain combos, and go wild with some of the craziest weapons ever made. This is one of the most underrated FPS games of its generation, and 90% off is a perfect excuse to finally try it. Up next is It Takes Two, 80% off, one of the best co-op games ever made, period. Every level introduces new mechanics, crazy ideas, and creative twists. The story is emotional, funny, and full of heart, and the gameplay is pure magic from start to finish. Perfect for couples, friends, or anyone who wants a long, memorable co-op adventure, and 80% off is a fantastic price for a Game of the Year winner. Next is The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt Complete Edition, 80% off. One of the greatest RPGs of all time, an incredible open world, deep storytelling, unforgettable characters, and two massive expansions that feel like full games by themselves. The Complete Edition gives you everything, upgraded visuals, all DLC, and all content in one package. At 80% off, this is easily one of the best deals in the entire sale. Next up is the Mafia Trilogy, 82% off. This bundle gives you all three Mafia games, completely remastered and packed with story-driven action. The first Mafia is a full remake with stunning visuals, the second is a remaster of a beloved classic, and the third delivers a darker, more cinematic crime drama. If you love gangster stories, 1930s cars, and cinematic missions, this trilogy is absolutely worth it, and 82% off is a massive steal for 3 full games. Next we have Black Mesa, 80% off. This is the ultimate modern remake of the original Half-Life, rebuilt from the ground up by fans and officially approved by Valve. Improved visuals, reworked levels, upgraded AI, better combat, and a fully redesigned Zen chapter that finally makes that part of the game great. For 80% off, this is hands down the best way to relive one of the most important shooters ever made. And next is Death Stranding Director's Cut, 75% off. A cinematic open-world adventure from Hideo Kojima with a completely unique atmosphere. It mixes exploration, survival, supernatural threats, incredible storytelling, and some of the most striking visuals you'll see in any game. The director's cut adds new missions, improved mechanics, extra tools, and better performance. At 75% off, this is an amazing price for such a high-end story-heavy experience. Up next is Yakuza, Like a Dragon, 60% off. A fresh start for the Yakuza series featuring a new protagonist, a new city, and a completely new gameplay style. It blends turn-based combat with hilarious side quests, emotional storytelling, and one of the most lovable main characters in modern gaming, Ichiban Kasuga. If you enjoy RPGs with personality, humor, and heart, this is a fantastic deal at 60% off. Next is No Man's Sky, 60% off. Once controversial, now one of the most impressive comeback stories in gaming. After years of free updates, No Man's Sky is a huge, endless universe full of planets, exploration, base building, survival, co-op, and space combat. It's a chill, immersive, play at your own pace kind of experience. At 60% off, it's easily worth jumping into, especially if you love sci-fi or exploration. Next up is the Resident Evil Reload Collection Extra, 72% off. This is one of the absolute best offers in this entire sale. You're getting a massive collection of Resident Evil games, iconic survival horror, legendary remakes, intense action-packed chapters, all bundled together with a huge discount. If you're a fan of horror, atmosphere, or just great single-player campaigns, this collection is a ridiculously good deal. Getting all these games for 72% off is something that does not happen often, so grab it while it's still live. Next, we have the Bright Memory Collection, 53% off. You've probably seen gameplay from these games all over the internet, so maybe even in some of my own videos. Bright Memory and Bright Memory Infinite are stylish, fast, insanely cinematic shooters made by a tiny indie team. They mix sword combat, guns, superpowers, wall runnings, all with visuals that look like a AAA blockbuster. At 53% off for both parts, the value is excellent, especially if you enjoy short but extremely high quality action games. And next is the Dark Souls franchise sale, 50% off on each game. Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, all at 50% off. These are some of the most influential action RPGs ever made, demanding combat, deep lore, atmospheric worlds, and unforgettable boss fights. Whether you're a fan of Elden Ring or just want to experience where the whole Souls-like genre really took off, this is a great chance to pick up the entire series for a much better price. Up next is WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, 30% off. A stylish Souls-like with dark Chinese folklore, brutal combat, and impressive art direction. Even though the discount isn't huge, this one stands out because it's a brand new game that rarely gets any price drops. If you enjoy challenging combat and atmospheric fantasy worlds, this is definitely worth a look, especially at 30% off so soon after release. Next is Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O. World Stage, available to play at no cost until February 16th. You and your friends can jump in right now, try the full experience, and see if the gameplay clicks with you. It's fast, skill-based, and extremely competitive. New perfect for fighting game fans who want something fresh to test out while it's open for everyone to try. Next, we have Lost in Anomaly, currently available with a full 100% discount until February 16th. This is a short, atmospheric sci-fi adventure where reality keeps breaking apart around you. You explore strange environments, uncover secrets, and piece together what exactly happened in this distorted world. It's one of those small indie projects that surprises you with its tone and mystery, and since you can permanently add it to your library right now, it's absolutely worth grabbing before the offer disappears. Up next is Nobody Wants to Die, available through the Epic Games Store with a 100% discount until February 19th. Even though this isn't a Steam giveaway, I have to mention it. Yeah, because this is one of the most visually stunning detective games released in years. A dark neo-noir world, incredible lighting, cinematic presentation, and a futuristic murder mystery that feels like Blade Runner mixed with true detective storytelling. The atmosphere here is unbelievable, and the story is extremely engaging from start to finish. The game rarely gets discounts, and getting it for free until February 19th is honestly one of the best deals you'll see this month. Don't skip this one. And that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because we're getting really close to 6,000 subscribers, and your support genuinely helps the channel grow. And if you haven't seen it yet, check out my previous video where I covered the best free co-op games you can play with your friends right now. I'll see you in the next one.